Howdy YouTube, back with another video for you guys. This week I was working with a buddy of mine, Big Chain. We are looking at his gameplay. His team's around that like high gold, low plat kind of level. This video to me was really a focus on like some of the basics of Smite. Things like map awareness, movement, mechanics and combos and things like that, getting out your maximum damage. Some simple things like that. Sometimes I think people have like this concept that like really good players are just unreachable from you. They're so much better than you. You'll never be able to catch up to them. And I really genuinely think that that's a mistake to think like that. Good players are good for a reason. Yes, they deserve to be where they are. And it's because they've mastered a lot of really like of the basics and they've gotten very consistent in those basics. So they don't make the same mistakes that like a plat player would, for instance, like in this game. However, what that means is if you are a plat player and you figure out a couple of those mechanics, you'll instantly start to shoot up a lot in terms of your own personal skill level. And then you can start to push the limits and try to make crazy plays happen. The basics, though, are super important because until you master those, you're going to keep making very, very small mistakes that don't seem like a big deal, but they're going to put you way out of position. And you're just going to get punished consistently for it against good players. So hopefully this video gets you guys on your ways to master some of these basics. I do appreciate all the support you guys continue to throw my way. It's very helpful and very encouraging. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Peace. All right, so why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell me what role you play, your in-game name, and then like what type of rank you are.
Yeah, so my gamer tag's BigChain55. I'm a support player, and we're probably a low to mid plat team, I would guess.
Okay, low to mid plat.
Yeah.
How long have you played Smite for?
I was a beta tester on console, so I started on Xbox in late season 2, and then I switched to PC a couple months ago.
Okay, so only been playing PC for a little while, but have a little bit more experience than that. Sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys play in like community tournaments or anything like that, or is it mostly just ranked and then scrims?
We're gonna play in the Bot G League and in the AG League.
Okay.
Yeah, both those new relegations should be in a couple weeks, so we're getting ready for both of those.
All right, awesome. Sounds like you guys got it all figured out. And what role did you say? I'm sorry.
I'm support.
Okay.
And Nick's is solo if he gets in.
I don't know, man. I'm picking up a common theme here with this series of supports are the ones who reach out to me. It's almost like supports are the ones who care the most about the team.
Man.
What do you think about? All right, let's get into it. I do think that this is like the third support that we've done it with, though.
Oh, yeah?
Doesn't really matter since we're doing team-wide reviews, though. Ooh, Hui's got that sweet loading card, okay. All right, let's jump into it. Let's look at comps real fast. Oh. Let's get this sorted first. I hate when these look off.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Soul mid. Soul ADC?
I think it's... Oh, I actually don't even remember. This is crazy. I think it's Soul ADC, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So let's see here. They went for a double. They went for a normal comp. You guys went for a normal comp as well. All the starts. Let's see. Look. Normal, normal. Normal, normal. Everything looks normal so far. I don't know if you actually need this many multi-pots for Soul Lane, but if you feel like you do, then it's fine.
Yeah. I'm not sure. It looks like both of them did it, though. I'm not
really
sure.
Both
really
did it.
But yeah.
Yeah, both did it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like a wash. But yeah, I don't know if I would actually needed that many pots as a Cucullin. I might have just done like, especially with Cucullin, right? You don't really have mana. You have like your passive. So mana doesn't really do anything. So I feel like if anything, you just get like 2 health pots here and you're like way more efficient on gold. Because these give 150 health each. Or 125, I'm sorry, I'm a noob. 125 health each. These give 250. So you're like, if you get 2 health pots, it's the equivalent for Cucullin of getting 4 of these. Obviously, you can't have them taking at the same time, which is like what one of the advantages of this is, but overall, it's way more cost efficient, and I don't think that you're actually going to be trading that hard into the ammo, or like I don't think she's going to trade that hard back with you. I think if you play it right, you should be fine. You can jump her 2 pretty easily. But anyways, we can continue. Food for thought, though. Alright, duo lane's always the most interesting lane in the early, man. This is where people brawl.
Yeah, we were brawling this game in duo for sure.
Still got full passive. How did this go so badly? Let's check. Clear that. We walk up. I think Hui should have just won the wave. There's no point in doing this whole bounce thing. It doesn't increase anything. So just one through, and it's way better.
Yeah.
You just want to push more so than you want to poke. You poke after pushing. So you guys are doing a lot of like autoing them and like
he didn't
hitting
hit
on
the
them.
backline. I remember saying he hit the soul and missed the backline, so that put us really far.
That was kind of cute though. That was kind of.
It was nice, yeah.
That little bounce there was cute, but yeah, instead of wasting a lot of autos on them, like from you as well, right? Like you're autoing the Ganesha, and your autos are like somewhat impactful here. Instead of all that, you should have just like focused on clearing. I think you guys could have maybe out cleared if we had focused on it a little bit harder, or at least you would have matched clear. I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so we lose shell, and now they should just have pressure. So now we shouldn't like. You shouldn't be stepping up to take skull twos. Doesn't matter at this point. And they're going to hit 2 here, right? So we shouldn't be stepping up to 3 them either. There's like so little value in doing that, right? Because they're about to hit level 2. And if you know your wave at all, like if you know your lane state, you should just know that, right? You hit level 2 on the second wave. Sometimes they'll hit level 2 on the first wave if they get the big minion. Have you seen that strategy at all?
Yeah, they had Ganesh do that in games 2 and 3, or not Ganesh, but their support did that games 2 and 3, and we were ready for it.
Okay, so you understand that strategy. Just to explain for anyone in chit chat or YouTube. So the spirit minion gives extra EXP if the support or the ADC were to just solo it and the other one stands back while they do it. They will have enough EXP from the first wave plus that spirit minion to hit level 2 on the first wave. And so sometimes on an aggressive support, you can like let them hit level 2 and then aggress really hard. They did not do it this game. They both hit level 2 on the second wave. But if you know your wave state in dueling, you should know that they're about to hit level 2. Or if you see them soloing the spirit minion, you should know they're hitting level 2 on the first wave. So like at this point in time, we already lost the trade super hard in wave 1. We got our shell forced. There's so little value in moving up here and hitting this with your 3 because like what does it change effectively? Either way, they're going to push this wave. It's going to come into you and you're going to get all 6 minions EXP and most of them gold wise. So like you moving up to 3 that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't actually get you anything in it more than what you would have had. It just gets you into this situation where now they're level 2 and they're going to aggress on you. And you might be able to live here. But, I mean, you're going to take a lot of poke at the very least. I think you probably can live, but yeah, you hit level 2, so you're definitely going to live. Yeah, but like, you see how much poke you just took? Like, half your health just went away.
Yeah.
And your ADC is going to, oh my gosh.
Right.
I'll go check out that kill.
After that, but yeah.
And your ADC got baited into like stepping up. But like both of you should just understand that the first wave goes really bad for you in duo lane, you can give up all pressure and it doesn't really change that much, right? The only thing that might threaten is like if you lose all pressure, they might be able to threaten your red buff, which is kind of like on your mid and jungle to try to like get it before that happens, right? Yeah. Or they might take this alpha harpy, which is it's worth more than it used to be. It's actually worth something now, but like it's definitely not gonna make or break your game. You're not gonna lose the game because they took your alpha harpy, or even if because they took your red buff at level 1 or level 2, right? It's better than taking a death in lane. Like them getting red buff would be better than my guy dying here. This is like bad, right? Yeah. And you getting your shell force. So feel free to like give up pressure after that. If that first wave goes really bad, don't just ignore what has happened. Don't just act like you're full health. Just accept that you messed up. Accept it. Don't make it worse than it is. All right, let's watch this kill in mid. So you push. Up here, yeah. Like okay, so again, I would just advise that after your first kill in mid or whatever, or not your first kill, your first wave in mid here, if you have pressure. A lot of people are like trained because of past metas to like walk and try to do something. Right now, there's not a lot to actually do because you don't really want to. You could have come over here and maybe started these with your mid or with your jungler. You can't do red because it'll just kill you these days, like how much damage it does. Yeah. And this thing is pretty tanky, so you don't really want to invest all your resources into it a lot of the time either. You can do it, but again, it just takes a long time and you're giving up like pressure to do it. So what you should just do probably is after you clear and you have that much pressure, just sit here autoing behind your minions. And like try to push him back, and then try to hit this wave as soon as it is coming in, right? Just try to keep like the max pressure possible, rather than like moving around. I think that's like just a habit that a lot of people have, because you used to just go straight to red. Yeah. All right, let's see. So Thana blink. Oh. Do we live? Unfortunate. What could we have done better there? Let's see. What could we have done better? Let's watch it from... Sorry, we're going to watch it again until I understand what goes wrong. Okay, so number one, we could have just kept walking as Thor. You didn't need to turn and start autoing. I know you get the kill, and I guess like it's fine to trade this, so it's not like the end of the world, but you do go 1 for 2, which isn't that good of a trade. I'm pretty sure if you walk, you're just out. And then like the second thing, and I'll just play it one more time so I can talk about it as it plays now that I've watched it. So the second thing is like, okay, so right here, you just use your hammer, which means that you are effectively killable.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in lane as like if you're like, let's say you're laning against a Disco. I think she's a really iconic like version of this, of like you're laning against a Discordia. She uses her 1 on level 1, right? You're like, okay, she has her 1, and then level 2 she uses her 2, and you're like, okay, I know for a fact now that she doesn't have her dash, right? Like the second she uses that 2, you know that she's leveled an ability and she's killable, right? Because she doesn't have her dash up. So Thor's the same thing. Like you used her hammer here. You should have had something at least in the back of your mind saying Thanatos could come. So you probably don't hold right side of the wave. Right? I mean, like if you're just going to stand somewhere, probably don't stand on the right side because that's the side that the jungler is going to be coming from at 1 minute in the game. So there's no real like point in staying over here. You could have stood across minions, right? Like kind of near your horizon. You could have won through and then maybe stood like right here and 3'd. And then Thanatos has like a lot harder time actually blink 1ing you because you can just move into minions. Which is pretty impactful. And then, like I said, once you get hit by the scythe, I think maybe just beads walking is like better than standing and fighting. Also, like there, you'd already been blinked on and you moved up, so you kind of like didn't react to the Thanatos blinking on you right away because he blinked and then you moved like forward and 3'd. It was like it was kind of like your mind had been made up that you were gonna do that, so you didn't react to the Thanatos blinking, which is a couple extra steps. But here, if you just beads the slows and then walk, I'm pretty sure that you're out. And they might die if they commit too hard to you, even if you're just walking out, because you have all your minions hitting them. So that's my thoughts, at least. It's unfortunate. I mean, we do get first blood, but yeah, they get 2 return kills, so that's pretty advantageous to them, I'd say. And they get a free kill in duo lane. So it's kind of a rough look. What is this guy doing? Interesting. I think this is a... Let's see if Thor can get here in time and catch him walking back into mid. Oh, he goes the safe way. Okay, I'm about to say, I wonder if he is going to die for this. Andrew, stop redeeming those channel points, bro. They don't work. Oh, you typed it. Never mind. You're a troll. Alright, so we're back in mid. It's kind of like damage control at this point. We just want to clear our waves, try to get mid, try to farm up to 5 as soon as possible so we can contest the map. So, like, okay, number 1, mids are better here. You have pressure, go take your mids. You have mid pressure, go take mids. Unfortunate. We're getting our purple. They're not invading it doesn't look like. They went to oracles, which is good for them. Mid pressure again, go get mids, go get mids, go get mids. Good job. We're trading neutral farm at least. Oh gosh. Pain, so much pain. We trade those out. Definitely Thor could have done those a second ago. It's kind of unfortunate. Get our own blue. Oh no, he hits 5 and he goes for the play. Oh, that guy is cracked out of his mind. Holy. You see
yeah, he was pretty crazy. He was really good.
Alright, so that's unfortunate. Here again, I would say it's kind of like an issue of the same thing that happened in duo with like us not respecting the fact that they're gonna hit level 2. Like this is definitely possible for you to know that he's gonna hit level 5 here. Like just base it off of your own bar, right? Like you're dead and you know that he's about a level ahead of you. So there's something that should be in the back of your mind, right? If you have your bar looking like this, saying like he might hit 5 off of this wave. And if he does, he might play aggressive on me, right? So you got to think about what the enemy, like where they're at and what type of spikes they're getting. Because he's like a couple minions off of 5. I mean, this is it's well executed, but it's a pretty simple play for him. I mean, he's not doing anything crazy, right? Like,
Yeah.
he just hits level 5 and then dashes you. You could have dashed as well right there. Don't you have dash up?
He did, I think.
You could have dashed, like, when you heard the Chiron 3. It's a pretty loud noise, right? So let's play it from your perspective. Oh gosh, we went forever back in time. Okay, we get these. There we go. Okay, so in this wave, it's like you were respecting him here, by the way. You were playing back, you used your 2 to tag the wave, and then, like, you got impatient and you moved up. He hits level 5, you finish your 1. You hear the 3. You can dash now, you can dash out safely, and if he, like, knocks you out, then you have to beads dash or something, and it's really unfortunate. But you could even beads dash right now if you wanted, just to be extra safe. But no dash at all. Then you get knocked back. Then you dash, so that's a late dash. And then he hits all his shots on you, which is, I mean, so like I said, he kind of just plays normal Smite. He hits level 5 and then aggresses, and you don't really do anything, unfortunately. Or you don't do as much as you could have. But yeah, I mean, that's, again, just like try to track the enemy. If they're about to hit level 5, you can generally know that if you're paying attention or thinking about it. Good news is we get our own red and Chiron back, so he didn't get another wave. It would have been really bad for you if he took another wave, and, like, or if they, like, took your red. It's like, actually, still game. There's nothing here. Don't look for this. There's no point in doing that. You don't have pressure in duo either. Look at how much they're going on you.
Oh man.
Like,
Yeah, he might be dead. Oh my god.
yeah. I mean, that was, like, again, just kind of like a weird moment. I don't really know what to even call this. So, like, at this point in time, you get red. You're not level 5. There's no fighting. You're not fighting the level 5 Thanatos. So, like, moving up at all is just kind of bad. You want to go, like, get your 5 as soon as possible. So there's, like, farm over here up. And like, the other thing is, I don't know if your ADC called this out or not. Did you have comms for this, by the way? I didn't think to ask earlier.
Yeah, we do. We didn't, like, record them. It would be on my stream.
Yeah, you want to send me the VOD and maybe timestamp it to, like, 3:45 in game so I can look at this real fast.
Yeah.
If you don't mind. But yeah, I don't know if your ADC's calling this, but, like, he's totally out pressure because they took a death early and his support backed right now. So, like, there's no pressure duo. And then their mid is coming out of base level 5. Your mid just died. You're not level 5 yet. Like, I don't know why we're at all moving up to even 1 the Thanatos. The second you use your 1, again, you're killable, right?
Yeah.
The second you don't have an escape, they're going to think about killing you. So, if you just kept your escape, you have beads escape, that this wouldn't be a death, right? If you have your hammer here, you can just beads this and like, 1 out, and you're fine, and turn around a wall and do all that shit that you need to do. Right. But you committed your resources early.
Okay.
Committed your resources on what is ultimately not even a hope that you're gonna get a kill there. There's, like, no kill on that Thanatos. Okay, Thana's hovering left, but there doesn't look like there's anything there. The Hui sees him and doesn't die.
All right, it's 37 minutes and 11 seconds is this point in the game. I sent you the link.
Right, I just want to see if that he calls out a rotation. You said 37:11-ish?
37:11, yeah.
All right, let's see here, chat.
That's a couple seconds before. Or no, that actually might be. Yeah, that should be it.
All right, let's see what happens here.
Okay.
My Sobek is going to back. I like the webcam, sir. You need to make your bed.
Fuck, in the wrong way.
I agree. I was told that. Yeah.
Bumped me into the fucking spot.
I always feel awkward if I don't make my bed for stream. I'm
Oh,
like,
be
damn,
careful.
I look like a degenerate now.
I'll grab a sentry for that.
That's why the green screen's useful.
Fucker hasn't backed yet. Why does he do that much damage?
Do you still play? You said you play on
No, he
keyboard
hasn't.
on PC now, right?
Yeah. I'm playing with a controller in this set.
Interesting. Is that something you do often?
Yeah. I'm still trying to get used to mouse and keyboard, but I'm really bad with
He's
the
3-0. So he's
All I'm gonna say is the more you play on it, the quicker you'll get better at it.
Yeah.
There'll be a learning curve, but if you play it during scrims and whatnot, you'll get better at it a lot faster than you will if you only play like a couple casuals on it a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. And keyboard and mouse
Yeah,
will be
they're
better
going
in terms of
on the
like
hard committing
your
job
ability
if you
to
can.
like your cap will be way higher on that.
True.
I didn't even listen to comms. I'm so bad.
Yeah, they're going on you. That much damage.
Does he have trans too?
No, he hasn't.
I don't hear them saying anything.
I'll grab a sentry for that.
Oh, there's no
This
like.
fucker hasn't backed yet. Why does he do that much damage?
I'm listening
No,
to see.
Trans too.
No, he
Fuck, I
hasn't.
nearly
backed
killed
yet.
her.
He's
No,
3-0,
it's
so
over here.
he's huge.
Yeah, they're going on you.
I'm coming.
They're hard committing. Get out.
Yeah, okay, so no real call from the ADC there, unfortunately. Could have been called a little bit stronger that duo lane is coming that they're missing that you need to back out, so let's make sure that we communicate to our team. And then also, I forget to do this every single time because I'm such a bad streamer, but I need to stream to you on Discord too. I wish people would remind me. You guys can demand that there, so you're not like delayed.
Oh,
Bad
yeah.
streamer. Alright, so I think that definitely could have been called out that rotation was coming. Also, we've had someone join us. Who's in here now? I think it's Nyx, right?
Nyx. Yeah, he's our solo winner.
Okay. Perfect. So we do have pretty good damage control here. The Thor took an unnecessary death, but maybe we can just stall it out from here. Like, we have wards up. We've been managing to get our own buffs. They're not pressuring it super hard. Yep, you live. God. Oh, God. Okay. So we do live. Whew.
Oh, this is a great play. This is fun. This is a good time.
This guy's freaking
Yeah, he wants
hungry
it.
for it. What the heck? Alright, well that guy was trolling. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
That is really bad. Did we just take a death? No, we got another kill. We got a kill in solo as well. Okay. A good gank gets off in solo. The Thanatos ints. We do get pressured out here really hard. Oh no. There's too many fights happening. I'm trying to look everywhere. Alright, so you were behind from the early game. Let's see what happens here. You're not actually all that behind though. You're just a little 6 with her. You have a lot of gold in hand right now. You don't have your jump. Why do you not have your jump? Why do you not have your jump, sir? Okay, use it to avoid poke. Okay. Okay, don't die. You can just leave. Wait, no. Okay.
Yikes.
Alright, Gilly TV. Okay, so the first jump wasn't actually that bad. I thought that you might jump over the purple wall, which would have been really bad. And then even taking all that damage from Soul wasn't too bad. It didn't look too noob. She like catches you there without your jump, but like you didn't think that she was gonna go on you. You were trying to clear. She kind of like walks into the wave to do it. It was unfortunate for you, but you managed to live. The real sin here is when you're like back here and she's running under tower for you. You literally could have just turned and walked and you would have been fine. There was no death there if you just turned and walk away. So yeah, a little unfortunate. I don't think trying to make the play when you're at 20 health is very good. Should have just left.
Yeah, even if he hits the one, he'd probably still.
Yeah,
dies.
no, there's
If
if he full combos her, unless he like triple bounces her or something before she can, and then he might trade the kill. She'll get off an auto in that time, but like,
yeah.
yeah. So just be willing to run away, Chief. Be willing to run. Okay, they're diving in mid. Holy shit, they are just fighting
Yeah,
everywhere, man.
This game was arena. We were talking about it. We were playing arena for the first 8 minutes. They just ran at us.
Holy, I'm trying to catch all these deaths. I already saw this. Ints. He dies and left. Okay, let's watch this. Fucking keep fighting. They're taking our red though, which is unfortunate. They're kind of just pressuring you guys and making a lot of plays. They're not actually getting a ton off of it because they are just kind of playing arena, but I would say that you guys need to make sure, like it's unfortunate that you lost all these early, like based off of mistakes, because it makes it harder at this point to do anything about them playing arena.
Yeah.
That was a console pluck. That was a console pluck, boys.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, we get poked. Mesh ult. Okay, they're diving. Thor is nearby. He doesn't have ult, but he's near. Well, nice. Unfortunate it's on that side. Okay, this could have happened a lot earlier. The Ryzen ult definitely could have like come out on the same time as the wall.
Yeah.
Generally want to combo with CC and combo with your team. Okay. You're gonna clean up 2 here, but at what cost? I think we already gave 2 deaths, so it's just a 2 for 2.
Yeah, I think it's a 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 for 2, and he has to make a rotation. Hopefully, I think he'll get back in time, but yeah, I think that could have been cleaner. Yeah, it's like I think you're able to get back. You were able to get back, but I think you got distracted. You got a little sidetracked there, but yeah, I think if you'd walked straight, you would have been fine. Thana's not gonna kill you. Unfortunate, you missed the wave, so it does end up being bad for us. The 2 for 2 doesn't go our way. It's not a huge deal, but again, it's like all these little like trades that we're doing, little deaths, little mistakes. Oh no! Oh no!
No, it's
okay.
fine, it's fine.
Okay. Easy. Easy. Outskilled.
Yep.
Outplayed. Okay, so the dash toward the Thanatos there, a little questionable in my books. I think maybe dashing like away is a better idea, and or like waiting for him to go over the wall even before you dash is better. He kind of was like on you when you dashed. So a little scary, but it works out. Okay, so the biggest like theme I'm seeing here is like a little bit of mechanics that could get better. I think that's like one area where y'all can definitely like get to the next level is like focus on some individual mechanics, but then also just like when they're doing these arenas, like it's all these little mistakes that are going to cost you, this little decision making of like chasing after a Thanatos instead of going to get your wave, right? Of like dashing toward the Thanatos, the dashing onto the soul instead of just running, right? So there's like these little micro decisions that are kind of just building up to make this game a little bit harder than it needs to be, I think. So in the future, if you're looking to fix all this stuff, the best way to do it is going to do VOD reviews and do them over a consistent period of time. And then just ask yourself, like, when you take a death, don't be like, oh, Thanatos ulted me, where's my team? Like, oh, where are you guys? Like, oh, we could have done this. Oh, I just wanted to fight here. Ask yourself, like, is what I'm doing even necessary? Because a lot of what I've seen so far has not even been necessary. Like the Thor hammering toward the Thanatos, the Hui jumping on the soul. Like, ask yourself, is what I'm doing even, like, necessary? Could I just leave here? Could I just chill? Go get farm? Do I have to be, like, fighting here? Is this a good fight? Oh gosh, we took another death. Okay, let's watch this one more time. Okay, so we hammer. That's a really interesting wall. I think that has to be a misc press. Is everyone playing on keyboard except for you?
Everyone's on keyboard except for me.
Okay, yeah, that just looks like a misc press. He uses 2 on the red. Okay. We have beads, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We don't have hammer. I'm pretty sure you use that. Yeah. It's like, but we could beads ult here. We got the red again. We're kind of. Oh gosh, and then we get stuck, and then you ult on the Ganesh ult. Yeah. So just beads ult there. Don't be so greedy with your beads, man. Beads is there to be used. You got your buff. You're behind in the game, so getting your buff is good, right? Just don't be afraid to use your beads ult there. And if you beads ult this, you might actually be able to fight or something, right? With like him coming in, like you can go up, sit in the air forever. You get to gauge like how far away people are. Maybe you can go on Chiron here in mid, right? Maybe you just go on this guy and kill him in mid, you know? But I mean, obviously you have to wait for your cooldowns and everything, but at least that's a better option than this. I mean, don't be so greedy with your beads. Kind of this, I don't know. Kind of the same thing as like level 2. Like when you turned around and just autoed, I feel like that was an unnecessary death. Okay, that was kind of a panic ult. I think you were fine. I think that ult actually gets you killed because it puts you in one spot.
Yeah.
Like right there, you had your dash up. Am I crazy? Maybe I am.
No,
maybe I am.
No, he used it over the.
Yeah, it's like maybe I am crazy. Maybe I am crazy. Spectator kind of lies to me sometimes, so.
Yeah, he used it over the wall. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, fair enough then.
He dashed over the wall right here. Like after he dies. Yeah. Oh.
Again, you can beads the Chiron 3. It's not like a bad thing to bead. Stop being so lazy with your beads, you guys. Okay, and then I guess this is fine. You're kind of scared, but here, like you're moving forward, you're Wing, right? By the way, like literally, like you're Wing. I'm not saying like you turned around and fired, but you're holding W on your keyboard, right? The movement there was literally forward when it could have been backwards. You could hold hold S and do the same thing, right? There's no kills here. So that you're just looking to get out and survive and reset. So holding W at all is not very good. You're going to see the movement was forward there. Now it's holding. Now it's back and forth, and you kind of just root yourself. You can also use your ult. It's a cancelable ability, so you could have gone up into the ult, fired off some threes as you held like S to get away, and then you could have canceled it and walked. Instead of staying in like one spot for them to hit all their damage on. The ult makes sense to me though. You didn't know where they were when you dashed over the wall, so it's fine to ult there. But yeah, definitely move S instead of W, and then I think cancel your ult early probably and just walk away when you realize that you're not on top of people. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how to analyze that one. I literally have nothing to say about that. That is just what it is, I guess. Okay. 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 Okay.
Yep.
What is this
Yeah.
game? What am I watching? Okay.
Good Smite game right here.
I'm pretty sure that he did use beads. Okay. Does he have ult? He uses ult now.
I think at the time I just thought he ulted to steal, but I don't know.
No.
That's what happened there. I just assumed he ulted to steal.
No, he didn't. I thought he
right
would.
after.
I thought he was gonna beads ult,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
didn't. So, yeah, I think that normally what I would see people do there is beads ult. No, you could kill this guy. Why are you turning away, guys? Why are you turning away from this? Your ration's right here. Oh my goodness, you have everything. All right, I've made my team do this in the past. This is what I would advise for you. Go into your HUD, grab your mini map, make it as big as you can make it, and move it toward the center of your screen, and then make it a little opaque so you can see through it. That would be my advice, because I do not want to see you walking away from kills where your mid laner is 2 feet from you and you don't seem aware that he is there. This guy is so dead it's not even funny how dead he is. And you just let him live. Pain. He might still die. I don't think he does though. He's level 8.
I don't think so. I think
it's like your mid laner is really behind. It's like your mid laner is really behind, so I don't think he killed him with the 2-1. That is such a kill. Okay, so that's just an awareness thing. Let's break this down from the beginning, okay? So they on gold, that's a cluster. I don't even know what's happening with them. But for us, the who you probably should have beads ulted. It's probably, I mean, what he did worked out. So like even going for it and contesting is the right call, right? You're in the correct spot. You should contest that. They're too low to do it. You saw the Chiron die, so obviously they're already clowning around on gold. So it's fine to go over and contest it. You have beads as well. And then when the Ganesh is like 2ing on top of you, probably beads ult that is more consistent than trying to beads auto after the 2 to take it, I think is what happened. Or you took it with your 1. Both of those are less consistent than using your ult. And you also would have gotten the kill, I think, if you used your ult. It does way more damage. And then at this point in the game, with the Thor ult hit, it landed, it was perfect. We did a ton of damage. All you needed to do was keep going a little bit, and that was a kill. So I don't know why we backed off. We'll replay it so you guys can visualize what I'm talking about. I think that's helpful for a lot of people. So here, cluster. Gosh, and the Thanatos is like walking to the side. This is so clustered by them. All right, so this is like a beads ult here. You took it with an auto. That's awesome. Okay, we die for it, but it's a good trade. Great Thor ult. Did we didn't use the hammer, I don't think. Yeah, okay, so generally your combo with Thor ult is you land, you're gonna auto, hammer, wall, then 3. If that makes any sense, right? So practice that combo. That's your better combo. You didn't get the hammer damage off, which would have been pretty nice, especially if you're gonna max your 1, right? If you're gonna max your 1 on Thor, it means you need to be doing your combo when you're ulting. That's the point of it. It's that and poke. Those are the advantages of Thor 1 over Thor 3. Thor 3 is generally better for clearing and better for just team fighting, and it's like a more consistent damage. Your 1 is less consistent damage, but it's better at poking, and it's better at like a full combo. It actually does more damage. So if you're gonna land on someone with your Thor 1 maxed, let's try to do our full combo, which would have been 1ing through them there. All right. And then here, oh, this is so painful to watch. Oh, gosh. All I had to do was hold W. All right, pain. Well, we get the gold. They clowned around on gold. Chiron took a death. The game is still definitely playable. We need to get farm. But past that, we're okay. Our carries are both level 8, which is kind of among us, same level as their support. But if we can just farm and hold tight, we'll be okay. Okay, you could probably move up with your mid laner if he wants to do this. You probably don't need to be staying quite that far back. You want to be standing up far enough where like you can be a wall for him, right? That's kind of like your job.
Right.
So standing behind him doesn't really help him with that. Okay, Thanatos misses. This would have been a kill for sure if he hit that one.
Yeah.
And it is still a kill. Let's check out the warding situation. So who's placing wards here? My Sobek's doing a good job. They look to be mostly defensive wards, but it's not terrible since we are losing at this point. I guess it's kind of just unlucky. There's no ward over here. I think that his might have just ran out. Nix's. Yeah. If you generally as a soul laner, a really good place to ward is like up on their blue, obviously, and then if you can grab one on their backs, that's usually very helpful as well because it just tracks the enemy jungler really easily because they're gonna go do those backs. So if we had a ward here, we could have known that he was in right jungle. We maybe could have avoided this death, avoided this pathing. Thor could have easily just pathed this way and been fine, right? But we have to have information to do that, and I don't think it's like your fault that he died here either. That's like not what I'm trying to say, but it could have maybe prevented something. So, ooh, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate for you that I turned to look just in time to see that happen. Alrighty.
I normally get votes to vote Pyro at 10 minutes so that they can't take it for free, but that's mostly if I'm slightly ahead or if I have the gold to spare, and sometimes I just don't get it.
Gotcha. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, it's just like that like bat camp ward is just like a nice ward. It's like if you can get there and if you can not miss minions and not like put yourself in a bad position to do it, it's a good ward to get. So I just wanted to point out to you. But I would say most often like how this Alma has wards is like a pretty typical way. But you do generally want to be getting wards even if you're behind, right? Because if you're behind and you're getting ganked, it gets worse, right? It starts to snowball. So getting wards when you're behind is generally just as good as when you're ahead because it keeps you from dying and getting even further behind and kind of help you from stagnating. I don't really know how this Thor avoids this death other than pathing safer and realizing that they're there. He also maybe could have tried to hammer out faster. I think he doesn't really hammer out right away. This is all really good. You could have done a better combo, but the actual ult itself was good. The instincts were good there. It's later. Okay, it's like right around here. So number one, going mid here, not very good. Okay, number one, going mid here, not worth it at all. There's no fight in mid. Your speed is up. You want to be on your speed at spawning. Your back camp's up. You're still behind. When you guys are behind, focus on farming. Okay, let's stop. All your movement should be for farming. The only fights we should be taking are to defend our farm. So going mid there to like try to get a 2-1 poke is just bad. Okay, you don't have your 1-up because you used it in mid, which again was a poke for nothing. Okay, so yeah, I mean we're using our hammer a lot for poke and for like bad poke, like on this red buff on mid there. Just focus on farming, especially when you're behind. You need to farm. You can't go mid and randomly 2-1 people and there's no kill there. Farm. Embrace your heritage as a farmer. And now we're losing our red again. We don't have Thor to contest, which sucks. And then we're gonna watch the solo and left because that was the next thing to look at. Okay. There's so many deaths to look at this game. How long was this game? Can you tell me? Spoiler alert for chat.
28 minutes or something.
Okay.
I think it was slower than that.
Okay, so like not like a 40-minute game at least. That was really good. We're winning that so far. You have ult. I don't know if you can trade her. She has OP item, right? The Kate or whatever, the trade item.
Yeah, she's a ring.
Yeah, so it's gonna be hard to kill her. But you did trade with her really well. Oh my gosh, look how much damage she does to you. Okay, yeah, to try to kill her, you would have had to ult right away. You would have like auto ulted as she came out of her thing, as she came out of her ethereal form or whatever it's called, her little ball. That would have been like your best chance, but even then, I don't know if you trade her just because she has such a level lead and has Ring of Kate finished. and you have 30 stacks on your divas. So like comparatively, you are very weak right now. So I don't know, maybe just running. I mean, your lane is kind of just like in panic mode. You probably need someone to hold your hand, to be honest, for you to live in lane. Or you need to be giving up like all wave pressure, right? Just use your one to poke it from a distance so you can't get zoned. So you can bounce off the wall and keep it from getting zoned, and then you can sit really far back and just be aware that you can't ever have pressure in this lane. Soul is like a lane bully. She's a 1v1 bully, and you lost to her early and gave her early deaths, and now she's very ahead. So now there is like no chance. I mean, and that just shows it, right? As well as you played that, you got off a double bounce. She was half health, and you had like every advantage. Even with that, you just got smoked when you took the 1v1 with her, right? It wasn't even like a close 1v1. Just how far ahead she is.
Oh, I was wondering how she did that so fast. Apparently, Chiron was there.
Iron, what?
Oh yeah, in solo side blue, I was bullying her out and trying to get her blue, and I was
okay.
just poking out. And Chiron just came in and cleared it for her.
I like that we tried to do something here. I like that we tried to do something in response to the fact that they're taking a tier 1 tower over here. I think that you have the opportunity to maybe rotate on this more so than just pressuring the Yama. Right, so maybe you should be moving over to your team at this point. Okay, again, a late Thor ult there. We'll keep Thor ulting in death. You want to preemptively Thor ult. You could have, like, what could have happened here is the second Chiron shows up. So you already had, like, pressure on her, too. Like, you had a lot of, like, poke on her. And then I'm hearing my team say, okay, let's just go Pyro, right? I'm hearing that as a soul laner. My instinct is I've poked out Amma. I've already done my job. Like, I'm winning the 1v1 right now. I can come over and she can't. So this is a good Pyro pull from your team. You need to leave right away and come to it when it's called. Instead of, like, diving mid or diving tower here like you do. Right, like, you have the opportunity to be way more impactful for your team than you are. Correct? Like, understood?
Yeah, I can definitely pressure out Chiron.
Yeah,
Like,
you could either
if I
zone
come
him
out.
out, you could kill him with Thor, right? Like, the second that we see Chiron here, Thor could just ult, right? This could just be a Thor ult, and if you had rotated, you'd be, like, right here right now. And literally, you guys could just run at Chiron and kill him. Which is a huge kill, by the way. He got 7 and 2, and one of his last deaths was on Gold Fury, so he is a huge reset bounty. Right, you guys know that the more kills someone has, the bigger the bounty is when you kill them?
Yeah.
Right, so he has a lot of kills stacked up since his last death. So he would be worth a lot. He would probably be worth about as much as his Pyromancer is in terms of gold for whoever kills him. He'd probably be like 900-ish gold. So here we could have, again, maybe killed... Okay, there, the hammer, again, is like kind of bad. And then we ult late. So, unfort. And he just kind of is big, but he just managed to kill 3 of you guys when he probably shouldn't have. I think that we definitely could have looked to aggress on him. Maybe Sobek can go in. You have ult, you have Shell. Maybe you can stand in front line a little bit better. Make a space for your Thor to hammer through. Make space for your Raijin. He is big, but no one man should be so scary to you guys that 3 people get killed by him.
Should I have just plucked him right when his ult ends here?
Probably better than what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
You definitely don't want to ever end up in a position where you're behind your carries and like your jungler, right? Especially when like you still have a lot of resources. You still have ult up, you still have shell up, you still have like a lot of health. There's no reason for you to be like behind them. Like here, your thought should be I'm going to make sure that everyone gets out, or it should be I'm going to pluck in, right?
Right. I didn't think they would step back up. Like Thor steps up there, I thought we would just leave.
Yeah, I think his instincts was that he wanted to fight. And if you look at it, I mean, I think it's a decent fight. He has really no more damage after this one, right? If you're on top of him here, right? If you're here on him and you like pluck him out of his 3 or anything like that, like, or your Raijin can 3-dash him, like, you guys could definitely get this kill if you execute it correctly. Like, it's definitely a kill here, even without your Kakolin. Even with Kakolin kind of trolling me over here. Like, this is still a kill with you 3 if you just execute it correctly, I'm pretty sure. But, unfort.
Yeah.
That seems like there's a little bit of miscommunication. Maybe if the Thor wants to go in, he needs to call, like, just kill him or anything. Okay. They're going to kill you guys under tower, it looks like. This definitely looks like a death still. Yeah. The soul's so big there's not much you can do about it. Okay. We're going to speed up because this is kind of not super worth looking at. They're just bigger. And they already got a pick, and then they grouped mid. There's not much you guys could have done at this point for it. Thor was short. I don't know what type of play we were looking for here. I don't think that this is actually that good of a fight, because if you just do some basic counting, how many of them are there?
3, 4.
Four. Let's do some basic
Like
counting.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's on one hand, I expect you to be able to count it. How many of us are there, even with Thor landing in?
1.
Two with Thor.
Nix!
I mean,
Holy
we
shit, we need to get you a calculator, bro. 1, 2. Use those 2 fingers, right? So even in your best case scenario, you're going for a 2v4, which is kind of a hero play. It's not necessarily the worst hero play in the world. They are low. They are pushing your tier 2. If it goes off well, it could save the game, right? So it's kind of like a Hail Mary. I've seen people do crazier plays, right? So there's definitely possibility here. But I don't know if it's a very good one. Your Thor is level 9. It's not a lot of damage that he's bringing to this fight, right? Especially now he's going to go into tier 2 Shillelagh. He doesn't have a lot of damage on hand. You have Stone of Gaia, so again, you're not as like damagey as you can be. I'm not saying these builds are bad. I'm just saying for a 2v4 scenario, I don't know if you have enough damage to actually kill 4 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of the time you don't build for a 2v4 scenario though, right? So it's not like your builds are bad. It's just I don't know if you actually realistically ever win this 2v4. So I think that maybe just letting them go and then trying to like push yourself, trying to get farm, trying to stall. They overstay here, so this ends up being really good. Instead of just walking away, this guy's going to stay. So you managed to get a kill. I don't know if I'd call it really good. You guys do trade, I think, 1 for 1. And you're probably worth more than the Ganesha. But yeah, so I don't know. That 2v4 was... I won't say it's bad, but just be aware that it's a very hero play-esque. It's very much hoping that you can make like a big play and hit like a 4-man Thor ult. Like they all stack for Thor ult. Then maybe you can get something off of it, right? That's the only time I think that you actually get like a kill there.
In my mind, the Thor had the range to ult on them, and then maybe we can either get out or do enough damage to push them out.
Yeah. It was very unfortunate that Thor ulted low. I don't know if he ulted too far away or if he ulted and just missed it. That'd be something he can go rewatch. I don't really... It's not a big enough difference for me to replay it, but... You know,
I don't think he had the range for
it's like either he needed to move up and get further range or he missed it, which either way could just be improved, you know. Okay, this is a kill. This is a kill, maybe.
Yeah, I think
this is a kill.
Here.
This is a kill. This is a kill. Okay, let's see. Who's about to kill him? Can you guys tell me? Do you guys know? Is it the Ryzen?
Probably.
Okay, he has 7-3 and my Sobek has 6-4-5. Okay. It has to be Ryzen here. Okay,
Ryzen
so 7-3.
Yeah.
550 gold, boys. Let's go. We take that to the bank. We take that to the bank, chat. That's a mighty shutdown right there. And he had just gained a level 2 off of it, didn't he? I don't think he had 2 relics coming in. Yeah, he just gained a level 2. Awesome.
And we got both
big shutdown. Ooh, and then he missed his 2 on back camps. Ooh. That's a sequence of events right there. Big shutdown, missed my 2 on back cams. Not looking great. All right, Thor's going in here.
Oh.
Okay. What we got? Where's my Thor at? Oh, he's looking somewhere else. Okay, fair enough. Okay, maybe leave. Yeah. Leave.
Does Thanatos ult last longer than Thor's ult? Like Thor can't just wait up there.
He has more range, I think.
He can just wait up there for Thana to land, right? If Thana just stays up.
If Thana lands close enough, but I'm pretty sure that Thana can outdistance him. I do think, at least as long as he's built like normal amounts of movement speed. Pretty sure Thana can outdistance. Not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure though. I'd have to test. I don't know. Maybe he has to have his 2 procced outdistance, or maybe he can just always do it because his 2 gives him movement speed, right? And his movement speed transfers to the ult. So here the Chiron was dead. It doesn't look like we wanted to make an aggressive play on like gold or anything, which I kind of agree with. I'm pretty sure if you do, it's just an int play. You could, this is like fine. Look for like maybe a steal. You guys got it again.
Yep. I got it. Easy clap.
Too talented. Okay, why are you here? My Sobek stole gold. Why are you here at all? Okay, the game plan here was Sobek is going to look for a steal. Okay, that was the game plan. That means that my Hu Yi doesn't move up. My Hu Yi you could literally freeze here for all I care. You could freeze the wave right here just so you're safe and deny them some farm. It's boring and lame, but you can do it right here, right now. You could just go take this red with your Thor. There is no need to be standing where you're standing on the map. Both of you are moving up. And Sobek was just going for a hero steal. There's no fight here. There's no Thor hammering here. Stop hammering. There's no hammering here.
I called retreat. Like we knew we weren't gonna fight this. I don't know
I would put this man on timeout. He's not allowed to play Thor until he stops hammering. Like, this is such a bad hammer. If they were in the air already, like, or like looking for you or paying attention, like, you're putting yourself in a killable position. That you have no idea where Alma is on the map. She happens to be up here, but you have no idea. If she's here and she sees you hammer, a good team, like a good Alma, a decent Alma, not even a good one, just dashes you and kills you, like, by herself. Like, she's so far ahead of you. Look, she's level 15, you're level 11. She would just kill you if she saw you hammer like that. Like, stop moving up and hammering when there's no kill. You're only hammering when you're, like, full comboing, when you're, like, trying to poke in mid and you're safe. You're not doing it there when you're, like, fucking in front of 4 of them. Ah, this man needs to be put on timeout. He needs to get a grip. I've seen a lot of hammers here. Okay. Ganesha sucks. You actually get a kill? Who walked into you?
I don't know.
What am I watching this game?
Wait, how did we get a kill?
I have no idea. We're gonna watch and find out. Though this game is interesting, man. I need to review more plat games. This is fascinating. What the heck? How do we get a kill here?
We played really bad this game by all standards.
Yeah, we played super badly this game.
It's okay, they have 2. It happens. All right, let's watch. But playing bad's how you get better, right? So don't feel bad about it. It's just how it's the natural progression of things. Okay, I don't like this hammer. That's an int hammer. It doesn't even hit anyone. Even if it does, it doesn't really do much. Your team should just be leaving and disengaging, right? That's why it's a bad hammer. Because the call at this point should be just retreat, just retreat, just retreat. So there's no point in hammering in to do damage if you're just all retreating. Okay.
I mean, I do remember.
So he walks into 2 people here.
But
yeah, so he splits off from his entire team and walks into 2 people here. So that's fine. Good kill.
Ooh.
Lightning damage OP. So that's a good kill. You didn't teleport to your hammer like you meant to, but I think it's actually better that you didn't. So, I mean, that'd be like a good play if you were aware that he split off from his team. I don't know if you actually had the awareness that he was really split off from his team, or if it was like a Chiron is in front of us. I will hit this Chiron now. I see Chiron, I hit Chiron.
I think it was just a free double tap because Chiron was an ult, but yeah.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if we knew that we could actually kill there, because the call is to get out, right? The call there is to get out. So the only reason you stop that call is if you have a really good reason. I don't know if we had a really good reason to turn around and fight there, or if it was just kind of like a lucky, like Chiron was split off from his team, and we saw Chiron, so we hit Chiron. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was definitely just that.
Yeah. So it's like
we didn't call to go on Chiron. He just went into ult, and so he just died.
Yeah, so it's like, imagine, because if you don't have the awareness to know that Chiron is split off from his team here, right? Imagine that call is retreat. You have no idea where their team is, and Chiron is up here, and you turn around, and then his entire team turns the corner, right? And you hammer, and his entire team walks around. He gets shelled by a support. He gets fucking, you know, all his team stands in front of him, so you can't hit him. Like, at that point, you're just trading 1 for 1 at the most, which would be a good trade, but if he gets shelled, if he gets, like, some type of protections from his Ganesha, too, like, maybe you don't get the kill. You know, there's things to consider. Maybe they burst you low enough where the Chiron ult can kill you, and he gets his reset. You know, I think it's kind of like a lucky thing that there was no one with him. I don't think that we were aware that they weren't there. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't be in your mind, Mr. Thor, right? When you watch Spec, I can't be in your mind, so maybe you knew. And if so, then it was a good turnaround and a good play. But if not, I think statistically, like, over the long term, you're kind of just, you're placing bets, you know? You're hoping. Yeah. All right, here we trade 2 for 1. But we managed to defend the tower.
Gone on the mall, but I got blocked by the minions.
Let's see here. You are kind of like the hope of our team. You're one of the only people who's like a decent level. It's a good kill. I don't think that you can keep going. I'm pretty sure Soul will kill you. You're already half health. Oh. And you don't have your second relic yet, somehow. I don't know. Number 1, I don't know how you don't have a second relic yet. That's a really weird. You're level 15, so I don't.
Forgetting to buy second relic.
Yeah, it's like I think you must have forgotten or something. That's really weird. If you had thorns and you were a little bit healthier, maybe you could go in here. But I'm pretty sure if you go in here, you just die. So this is a good like backup. I think you played that as well as you could have, pretty much.
Yeah. What happened was I tried to get tier 2 sledge and then go to lane.
Mm-hmm.
But I tried to do it so fast that I forgot to buy a relic and I brought the full Blackthorn hammer.
Okay. Your build's fine. Blackthorn's fine. It's a little underrated right now, honestly. People always go for the other one over it. It's actually fine. Now, I will say it's fine because of the passive, which gives you the mana. And like a colon kind of loses a little bit of the value there. But, I mean, you get cooldown reduction from most of the time, so it's not actually going to, like... I mean, I think you get the cooldown reduction 100% of the time because of, like, you don't have mana or something. I'm not 100% how that works. I need to check. I'm such a bad coach. But I haven't checked their interaction together. But I don't know if you're losing a little bit of value there, but it's still a fine item. It's like, good stats, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sludge is probably better, especially Anka Colon, but it's whatever.
I go back and replace it.
Ooh, okay, someone's feeling himself. Level 13. Okay, level 13 into the 8-0 level 16 soul. Let's see how this goes. Okay, she misses autos.
I think he actually gets the kill.
And then she missed 4 autos, but you got the kill. So, hey, trust your instincts, I guess. No, don't trust your instincts. That's a really bad 1v1 to take. But, hey, she mixed executed 4 autos, so pog for you, right? We'll take it. You might have been trying to do it because she didn't have relics or something. Even then, I don't think... I mean, you don't have relics either. So, even then, it's not a good 1v1 to take. Again... Bad plays can go right and good plays can go wrong. That statistically taking that 1v1 like over, if you were to just do it 100 times, you would not win it 51 times. You would not win it over 50 times. She hits her autos there. She just pounds you. You could even see like when you're trading when you were low, like she was healing up, but then she just kept missing autos, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, I guess. We're cheering for the blue team, so. Okay, another hammer. What does that hammer do? Like what? Like there's no follow-up to it, man. You're poking a level 13 Ganesha. Like, now you don't have hammer, so now you have to ult out. Like, you could have just had hammer and walked away. Okay.
I think Chiron just walks away from us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, Gilly gets the kill. But then I die. Oh no.
You die?
Pretty sure I die here.
What?
Yeah. Because we kept chasing him, we were like fighting, and then I was trying to cover for Gilly, and then...
Oh, yeah.
I think he dies, and I either get out, or I also die here.
Interesting. Alright, let's watch how does this start again? So, obviously, I don't like the Thor hammer on the Ganesha. That's my step number 1 here. I don't think it's worth anything. But let's see. How does this fight break out? So we have 0 wards, right? There's no warding. Which would number 1 be a nice thing, right? Especially if they're playing this aggressive, get some wards in your jungle. I usually advise people that I really like aggressive wards, and I still do. But I don't think realistically this game you guys can get aggressive wards out. They're just too... They're playing too far up and aggressing too much on you guys. I don't see how you ever walk up there and ward. So, realistically speaking, I think that these are the best wards you're going to get. So just ward up your jungle. Make sure that you know where people are. That would have prevented maybe some deaths here. I think both you and the Thor both moved up to poke this Ganesha. Now I understand why the Rising gets caught. You're moving up to poke out a Ganesha, man. Even if he's alone, he's not going to die here to you guys, I'm pretty sure. Like, you could literally pluck him into all your damage. It would take you like an hour to kill this guy. He would not die quickly. So I don't think there's any value in doing anything with this guy here. You guys could have just walked away. Kept walking. Turning around and autoing is really bad. Again, stop using our Thor hammers. Stop using our like Rising combo on people like with no value. Do it for fight, like fight for farm. Don't just fight people because they're in front of you. If you're not getting like a farm off of it, if you're not getting farm off of it, or if you don't have like a numbers advantage that you're pressing, right? You know it's a 4v3, their Thanatos is dead, their Thanatos is in base, he's showing in right lane or something like that. If you have like good information that this is a good fight, sure, go take it. But right there, you guys know where no one is on the map, right? All you know is that their soul's dead, so I guess there's like a little bit of help, but your Hui wasn't with you, so that doesn't really do anything anyways. So it's like, you know where no one is on the map, it's a 3v3 to the best of your knowledge, and you're just taking it with no farm, you're just in mid lane, like randomly fighting. That's how like plat games become arena. I've watched a lot of games over the past like week. That's how all the plat and gold games become arena. It's just people fight for like fun. Like they just see people in front of them and they start fighting. That's kind of like what you guys are doing a lot this game too. It's like, stop fighting people just because they're standing in front of you. The fact that he's standing there is not an offense to your existence, right? It doesn't actually do anything to you. He's just randomly standing mid. Same thing happens when like people are in their jungle. Like if you see someone in your jungle, like people go red. They're like, he's on our side of the map. We have to kill this guy. It's like, okay, do you though? Like, is there any farm up? No, he's not threatening anything. Let him walk around like a monkey then. Who cares? Like, he's just wasting time. I'm going to go farm stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So don't just go red because you see people in front of you. Like, ask yourself, like, if it's a good fight. Ask yourself if it's a good fight. Ask yourself if you can get farm off of it. Invade reds, you know, invade purples, fight for mid camps. Defend your own farm if they're invading a lot, right? But those are the fights you take. This looks like it could be good for you guys. Ganesha is really low. Maybe you can get some kills here. Oh, that is so unfortunate that he doesn't die there. Unfor it. I mean, we were going for it. It's again maybe not a great fight to be taking, but it looked like maybe you could get a kill. Maybe I got baited in just like you guys did. Yeah, your transform's down. Do you have a second relic yet? You don't. Oh my gosh, you don't have a second relic. You're level 17. We gotta buy our second relic, friends. 2 of you don't have it, but you're level 12s or level 11. So.
Oh yeah, I don't get second relic 60.
Yeah. Like, imagine if you had thorns here, man. If you had thorns here, this would be so much better. Also, I don't know why my Raijin is pathing all the way over here. And where did he go? Was he with us? Or did he, like, walk down solo lane? He walking down solo. Yeah, I don't know why you're walking over here, Raijin. You should be, like, somewhere where you can actually help your team, like, back here. You could throw out, like, a 2-1 on top of this. Walking around like that, you're, like, looking for a flank, but you're a mage. You're a mid-lit player. You don't look for flanks, usually. Looking for flanks as a mid player is very rare, and I would say that to make like really good flanks get off, you need probably a little bit more experience and time playing mid, just based off of like the awareness that I've seen from this game. Like, not to be like rude, not like trying to take shots, but I'm just saying if you're looking for flanks, like right now, I think you're just kind of like hoping. I don't know if you have like the awareness of like when a good flank would be. So for the most part, just stand in normal spots, stand behind your team, stand behind your tanks, and try to do damage as safely as possible. It's kind of your job. But if you had walked right away, this would have been a kill. You could have like ulted through. You could have 2-1 through. If Kwon had thorns, this would have been really good. Unfortunately, we don't have either of those things.
I don't really get thorns. So really, mostly it ends up being blink or show or something else like anti-heal one.
I think thorns is really good this game into 2 auto attack characters. Thorns punishes auto attacks, right? Because it makes it where they have less lifesteal off of you, and so it makes it a lot easier for you to actually go in and not just get burned and die. So especially if you're against like a fed auto attack character or a lot of auto attack characters, I would advise you to look into thorns. I think that's like a really good option for you. All right, so let's speed up. They got fire. Let's see what they do with it. Okay, Gold Fury, that's fine. We probably don't need to go and contest. There's no value in getting that Gold Fury, to be completely frank with you. I know you guys have stolen 2 already, so you're like feeling yourself, but like getting that gold will not bring you back in this game. You're still going to be AK down with Fire Giant, so the risk of going for that one is like really low, or is really high risk, low reward. Okay, they should just kill my Colin here. He's way out of position. Oh, he's teleporting.
I don't think they do.
Nope.
Yeah.
The
Nope.
teleport gets cancelled.
They should kill you.
You live though, right?
Yeah, I do live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you were out of position there. Let's just agree on that, okay?
Yeah. No, I was trying to back for a while, but
Okay.
then minions cancelled my back.
Okay. Oh, another Thor ult comes in. Out of range it looks. Why are we fighting here? Can you guys tell me? What's the idea here?
I just thought it was a free pick on Thor because he was deep in the blue buff, and so I went into ult just for like if Thor hits the ult, it's a free kill on Thana. But he missed, so we just disengage.
Okay, but
I
like...
shouldn't ult early.
Oh god, what did I just click? Okay. So like... Right here, Micah Colon is moving up. A little far, no eyes on anyone. Back gets canceled, like you said. You look for the teleport, gets canceled. Here, Soul was for some reason was deep instead of just being like here. So she can't put out damage. So you're actually like fine, it looks like. I think if Soul is here, you're actually like maybe just dead. If she's like in position to follow up. Okay. So like right here, the call was probably just get Kakolin out, right? Like we're saying like help Kakolin, help. You know, help Nyx, right?
I think we wanted to pick the Thana. He went like into the blue buff, and we knew where everyone was, and like I feel like
Do we know where
they
everyone
were
is?
gonna leave. Like they left him.
Do we know where everyone
we
is?
see. I think we knew that Ganesh was in lane, and I think we knew everyone where everyone was, but Chiron. I guess. I think we didn't know where Chiron was.
I do not know how you would know that
I
Ganesh
guess,
is,
yeah,
is
maybe
here.
I think we saw him back. I'm pretty sure I called that Ganesh wasn't there because I think he backed.
So we saw him back.
Yeah.
How did you know he backed?
He was near the ward. I think he walked all the way over there.
Okay, he walked over a ward. Right? He walked over the sword. He maybe touched it. He maybe brushed the top side of the sword.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I listen, if you guys knew that Ganesh backed, you should like sell insurance or something or buy stocks. Right? Because you have some type of power prediction that I don't have. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that you guys actually know where they are on the map. And I mean, maybe you guessed it, but I don't think you actually know, or at least you shouldn't know, that Ganesh backed. Like, there's no way to know that he'd backed there. There's also no way to know that their other character wasn't here as well. He also didn't back on a ward. So, to the best of your knowledge, all 5 of them are right here, or like very close, right? Now here you actually have a ward, so you see only 3 walk over it. Maybe that's your indication that they're not all there. Maybe you're like, hey, maybe we can pick, but I don't think that you know, like, for a fact, right? Like, have it solidly, like, that they are not there, like, that there's not 5 here. So I just want to say that, number 1. So number 2, our thoughts are, like, let's get Nyx out, let's get Nyx out, let's get Nyx out. Like, when does this go from let's get Nyx out to, like, let's look for a fight outside of tower against a team with Fire Giant and an 8k, 9k gold lead? Right?
I think a couple seconds from now. I think right here. Yeah, so I think our Thor just went for the ult, and I don't think he called it. But once I saw it, I went into my ult, because if he hits the Thana, I think Thana just dies there for free. But I don't think it was ever, like, I don't think we plan on it being a full fight. Thor didn't call that he was ulting. But I think if he does hit Thana, it's just a free kill, and then we leave. I think he ults at our back camp, so he's not even really with us. Yeah.
Okay. So a couple things. We're gonna use this as a teaching moment. Where are you in the air? Let's see. Okay, so number 1, I don't know how often you play Thor, but I do think that there's been a couple of times that you're ulting like out of range of people. So maybe you need a little bit more comfort in terms of Thor ults, okay? And then number 2, obviously it doesn't apply here, okay? But I'm gonna teach you just a Thor mechanic that maybe a lot of people don't know. So if you ult as Thor from inside any type of buff camp, you see the difference in the ground here? You have green ground, then you have this ground, the rock. You guys can acknowledge. You guys see the difference between these two, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're ever standing on the rock of any buff camp, and then mids is included, pretty sure. I don't think oracles is included, and I don't think gold is included. But I'm not positive on that. I know Alpha Harpy is, purple is, red is. If you're ever standing in this buff camp and they don't have vision on you, so let's say that these wards don't exist, right? Because these would give you vision. But let's say that let's say that he ulted from like way in here, right? The sound effects for Thor will not go off. So they could be standing. They could be standing right here, right? You could literally stand right here on the other side of this wall. If you do not have vision inside this pit and the Thor ults from inside the buff camp, this Thor sound effects won't go off for his ult. They'll just go up into the air silently. So, for here, right, if you're looking for a fight, you maybe could have moved up a little bit further until the edge of this camp. Obviously, they have a ward, so it wouldn't have changed anything. But yeah, that would have been like my instinct to try to get onto this, maybe. And then also, you would have been close enough to actually impact the fight, right? Because you landed from far, or you ulted from really far away. Which is like a hindsight thing, but I don't know. That's also just like a Thor sense thing, learning your ult distances. Because if you're looking to fight inside of blue, I think you are pretty much at your limit trying to aim right here. I think you could have hit him if you aimed to the left. You definitely have the range to get into this area. So this is kind of like a miss as much as anything else. But yeah, anyway, so that's like a little Thor mechanic for you. You can go test that in your jungle practice, have fun with it, using your ranked games. But yeah, this is like a missed ult. But honestly, I don't think that there's any fight here. I don't think this is a good fight to be taking, principally. You guys are 10k down, no Fire Giant. You don't know where people are on the map. You get lucky. Maybe you have a good guess because only 3 people walked over this sword to go to the blue, so maybe you're thinking, oh, they're not together. Can we look for a pick? I'll give you that, but I don't think you solidly know that no one's there. And even if you hit that ult, I don't know if I agree with you that Thanatos dies there, or at least dies easily. Thanatos has beads, like, right? So you hit the Thor ult, Thanatos beads it and keeps walking, turns around 1s, turns around 3s, the Thor spin. Like, I don't know if he just dies there for free.
Yeah.
It's maybe an attempt, but I don't know if it's just a free death. Okay, so here we get out. Standing at the tier 2 is also scary. They're grouped as 5, but because you're not defending the tier 2 probably, right? You're not dying on that hill. So, okay, Thor needed to back. We need to get back to base and get healed up. You had time. We've also used resources, right? That could be pretty important for this. We used our Sobek ult, we used our Thor ult, we used our Kwon ult, looks like. So that's a lot of resources down going into this Phoenix defense. We're not even like full health and full ults, right? They used some resources on tier 2 as well. They probably didn't need to, but they were looking for kills. Okay, Alma's kind of in. No one's stepping up with her. Okay, good pluck. That was really good. That was perfect. I mean, she moved up like an idiot.
Yep.
She should have ulted your pluck, but even then, I think she probably can still die. At the very least, she's getting an ult for free. Good little juke on the Thana. Did you shell that?
I might have.
3
Pretty
seconds?
sure. Oh.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't think I shelled
early.
Thana ult. I
Yeah.
think I just shelled. Yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff.
like I think you just shelled, and it was on you. I was about to say, because shell does not protect you from Thana ult.
I know. Yeah.
Although there is an argument where if you think you're dying to Thana, you just shell to get it on your team, right? Before you die.
Right.
To give them it. Alright, so this was a good hold. I mean, everything there is fine. They used resources. The Alma kind of inted. She went into Phoenix and no one came in with her.
I think we throw here.
Oh, yeah. This is like too much.
Yeah, we definitely throw the game here.
This is too much.
Yeah,
boys.
that was it. Yeah, we throw the game right here.
We're getting too big for our britches. They have fire,
part was
guys.
we made the right call here, and then we were like, yeah, what the hell? We're gonna just.
I know. I don't know
go
why
all
we
in.
went
Yeah, I'll say your Raijin isn't with you. So if you're going to go for this play, is there any way for him to go with you? Let's check.
Oh, he backs.
He probably, if we're going to Hail Mary play again, right? Let's Hail Mary. Like, if we're going to Hail Mary play and we're going to go for big and we're going to go big or go home and we're going to fucking fight them outside of Phoenix 5v4 and try to catch them, you probably don't back. And if you do back as Raijin as the mid laner here, you probably need to call off the Hail Mary play. If you actually need to back, like you have some big item, or you don't feel like you can go fight, you don't have beads. I mean, you have beads Aegis, so like I think you could have gone. But if you really don't think that you can, you probably need to communicate to your team to stop, to just back up, right? Because now they're just taking a 4v4 into a Fire Giant team, which is not the play that they want to go for. They wanted to be taking a 5v4, right?
Yeah, and in his defense, I don't think we called like to go on them here.
Ah,
I think we just like walked up. I think I went to ward, and then Thor just hit the double tap and went in, and then we were like, "Oh,
you missed your
all
pluck.
right."
Best play here is probably to go on the Ganesha if you'd hit your pluck, right? If you just pluck him,
Right.
You could set up the Thor ult with Hui damage on top, his autos. That's probably a kill. Going deep for the Chiron is a little bit of a int play. That is definitely an int play by that Hui.
Yeah.
He does get the kill, but at what cost? It's like that Avengers meme.
Yeah.
What did it cost, you know? Everything. Yeah, so okay, so in that type of scenario, right, you defend the Phoenix successfully. I don't actually hate looking for a 5v4, okay? I don't hate the Hail Mary. If you guys execute that correctly, it can maybe change the game, right? It can save the game. So it's not bad to go for those type of plays. Just understand that they are Hail Marys, right? That's number one thing to understand, is that you're 10k down and you're going for a risky play, a maybe not 100% guarantee type of success play, right? You're not playing it as safely as you could. You could just stay in Fountain, wait for EFG to spawn and try to turtle and all that stuff, like, right? You don't want to do that. You want to go for a risky play. I respect it. And I think it's 100% fine, especially at like Plat, Diamond, through like high SOC level of play. I think it's 100% fine. But if you're going to do it, you need to execute it correctly, which means that my Raijin needs to be with you if you're going to go for 5v4. It needs to be communicated. You said that it wasn't even communicated or planned. It would just kind of like broke out, which implies to me that it was another moment of I see people, I hit people, right?
Yep.
Which has kind of been a syndrome for this game. So to me, I don't love it just because I think it wasn't a well thought out planned like thing where you guys were like, hey, we have a 5v4, they're gonna path through the jungle. Let's see, can we group as 5 and look for like picks real fast, right? That would have been awesome to see you guys do. That's a high level of coordination. That's really cool. I think it was like I see monkeys in front of me. I go haha, you know, like I don't think there's a lot of thought that went into this fight. And if there was, Raijin needed to be there. If it was being communicated and thought out, Raijin needed to be there and or communicate that he can't and that you guys need to back off. So at the end of the day, what I would say is you guys need to think about like when and where you're fighting way more than you guys are. Okay, stop fighting just for fun and for arena games. Like focus on fighting for farm, fighting as a team, talking about your fights. Right? Don't just do them. Talk about them. Are they gonna throw here? You guys said it was a 26-minute game.
No.
How did
This might be it. I think this is it.
Okay.
This is over.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty
I
sure.
was about to say I don't know how you defend this.
I definitely don't. I don't think I do. I think they end.
My instinct was in. All right. So, I mean, the big theme from this game was you guys are just fighting everywhere all the time, and that team is doing it too, which makes it hard on you. Okay, and we have played against a team. My team, Team Elevate, has played against a team that has. I won't say it on stream, but they have a habit of doing very similar level or very similar style of play as that team that you guys just played against, and they're much better players. So I'm not saying they're bad or anything, but they're known to monkey out a little bit, and they kind of just hold W, especially in scrims. And the best thing to do against those teams is to control the pace of the game, which means do not sink to their level and just start fighting everywhere. Confirm your farm. Fight for your own farm if they're aggressing, right? Pay attention to the map. Know that they're coming for your own buffs and everything like that. Like, oh, they're going to red. My Hui needs to communicate when people are rotating out of lane, everything like that, right? You communicate to each other where everyone's at and you track them on the map. And then when they come to your red, you look for the fight and you look to engage on them on your red to defend your farm. Do not just sink to their level and start like holding W and looking for fights everywhere. That is just really bad, right? Like, and most of the time what that team does against us is really bad and then we punish it. You know, it goes one of two ways. It's like a 50-50, right? Like either they will get 10-0 by 10 minutes and they'll like stomp the game, or they don't get a lead and then the game is just over, right? Like if they don't get any type of lead, we just win the game every time. So I think that like the second style is way more consistent and better. I think we win the majority of games against that team. So I would advise you guys to maybe try to think about stuff like that. If they're going to hold W against me and they're going to try to turn this into an arena game, I'm going to make sure that we're tracking people. We're getting good wards on the map, so I'm not taking unnecessary deaths, right? I don't want to just get picked in mid when they're monkeying out on me. And then when we fight, we're going to talk about our fights, and it's going to be like defensive fights, like for our buffs, maybe aggressive fights if we get a lead, right? We can go for their buffs. But we fight for farm, we fight for mid camps, and we focus on not taking unnecessary deaths. Those are like the two keys against those type of teams. Because you can't fight for farm if you're dead all the time, if you're just getting picked in mid, right? Or like picked in duo or picked anywhere. I'm not calling out your mid laner, but just if you're getting picked all the time, can't do anything. Okay, what other takeaways were there? Hui maybe could have had a little bit better of like 1v1 mechanics, I think. I think that he could have lived that first death that we watched where he was like under tower. And I think for the most part, taking the 1v1 past that point is really bad. So like, don't be afraid if things go wrong. Don't be afraid to concede pressure. It's better than taking like really, really bad 1v1s. It's better for them to have pressure and for them to go take your red for free for like the next 10 minutes than it is for you to be taking like deaths. Does that make sense? Like just freeze the wave at your tower line and play as safely as possible and just chill. And just be really patient. That would have been a better lane state for Hui than it would have been for him to be pushing and like trying to go to like red fights and stuff like that. Like his lane was over because of how you guys played it early. It was the same issue at level 2, right? Like you lost pressure at level 1 and then you guys just refused to lose pressure, right? You were like, no, I'll move up in 3 this wave. I'm fine. Like, okay, you're half health. You have no shell. They're hitting level 2. You're not fine. You can't move up in 3 this wave. You have to acknowledge that and just accept it and stand back sometimes. Raijin had some weird pathing in the game. I would focus on your positioning as Raijin. I would focus on maybe standing behind your tanks, trying to do damage through it, making sure that you're doing your damage at the time that your CC is landing, right? Your crowd control. Like there was that fight in mid where like Thor lands and then 2 seconds pass, they're unstunned, they're walking around, and then Raijin ults, right? Looks like there's a little bit of disconnect there between like what people were doing. I would like to see the Thor. Oh, it wasn't even a Thor ult. I think it was just Thor walking up and 2ing. But right, like Thor should be walking up saying like I have wall, and then Raijin should just ult off the wall. I mean, if he has no other damage up, you should just ult off the wall. Let's see. Sobek needs to frontline a little bit better. Focus on making sure that your team is behind you and that you are either engaging or getting them out, depending on the situation. All right, those are your two options. Micah Cola needs to get a second relic. He needs to experiment with Thorn Sums because it's really good on a lot of gods. But I don't think it would have made this game better, for the record. I don't think it would have changed this game too much, especially if you're not getting it until level 18. Maybe if you got it early, you could have maybe had some good plays with it, but at level 18, it's not going to make too much of a difference between that or Blink when you're 12k behind. And then the only real issue I had with you was I think that play where they were going to Pyro and they're calling it out in comms. I know that they had to be because it was organized stuff where 3 people walk together. Like, that is you need to pay attention to what your team is doing and actually like help them look for opportunities. Solo lane is actually a blessed lane, right? Because if you're good enough to just hold your lane, your game is usually pretty nice, right? Like, your team can lose and they can be monkeying out across the map, but if you're good enough to just hold your lane and you get wards up and you see, so the enemy jungler's not getting off free ganks, your lane is actually pretty simple for the most part, right? Like, it's pretty easy. Like, it's just a 1v1. It's a straight up simple 1v1. As long as you're not losing the 1v1, you're fine. And then you just get to chill. So where solo lane is taken to the next level, where you actually become a good solo laner, is when you look for opportunities to impact the map. And the solo laner who does that better is usually going to be the better solo laner, right? The solo laner, I would much rather have a solo laner who is safe in lane, never dies, never takes L's or anything like that, right? But then looks in the mid game for like really, really good rotations, really, really impactful rotations where he can make, you know, he can get there before the enemy solo laner and win us a team fight. That's the type of solo laner I want. That's the ideal solo laner. I'd much rather have that than someone who like plays super aggressive and is looking for like blue invades and like trying to pound lane all the time. I don't really care about that guy. I'd rather have someone just play passive, like be fine, hold his lane, and then make really, really impactful rotations. That's perfect for me, right? So I think that you should be looking for opportunities where like, hey, I've bullied out this Alma. She's at 20% health. My team is calling a Pyro. That is the opportunity for you to rotate in before she will be there, right? And be there and make an impact before she will. And that's how you separate yourself from her as a solo laner, right? Solo kills don't happen that often. And the further up you get in skill level, the less often they will happen. If the person is smart or even like decent, they will very generally not take L's in lane. They will not just take a death for no reason. They'll back, they'll lose a wave rather than taking a death, which is better for them. So that's good play by them. But yeah, so don't just try to monkey out going for solo kills. Try to look for opportunities to impact the map. And then last but not least, Thor, Mr. Thor. If you're going to keep playing Thor, I need to see you stop hammering in quite as much. You're looking for poke at a lot of bad times when like there's no need, there's no follow-up, there's no kill. You're just kind of doing it and you don't know where people are. So number one, we need to track where people are better and know when we're not safe. For instance, that red fight, when my duo lane is getting pressured, my Sobek has backed, my mid is in mid and their mid is like rotating in, and we see that, you probably should never hammer there. I'm level 4, the Thanatos level 5. Never hammer there, right? There's a lot of moments like that where I'm just like, you should never hammer here. Like, if you're just paying attention to the map. So tracking people's better. And then number 2, making sure that your hammers are only there if you're actually going to be like full engaging with the team, right? Like if there's an actual team fight happening. On different characters, it might be better. I would say maybe try some different gods if like that's an issue for you. If you're like getting baited into hammering in all the time, maybe some different characters would do better. Right, like Hoonbots, right? Maybe you don't jump in as Hoonbots for poke all the time, and then you have your escapes up, and then maybe you don't die quite as often, you know? So yeah, that's about my summing up for everyone here. Did you guys have any questions or anything like that? Gentlemen?
Not really.
Okay.
Like we kind of understood while we were playing it that we kind of played into their play style and let them play how they wanted to play.
Yeah,
which
and
was
we were
just constantly
We
fighting.
were even mentioning in game, like, hey, we're just playing arena right now. Let's go farm. And then we would say that, and then like just like our
Yeah.
like Thor hammer in anyway, and then like I'd miss a pluck. Like, I don't know. So like we were recognizing it, but like we were just still doing it. So
I think
Okay.
like around second game we kind of just made them pay for trying to play the same way
we
again.
played it a lot smarter, and then we just punished all the times they over aggressed in game 2.
Gotcha.
We just
Yeah,
played
well then,
people,
yeah,
so.
just going forward, like, I'm not always going to be there, but you guys can do reviews yourselves. I try to encourage the teams that I talk to, do your own reviews. Go through, and when you're doing fights, ask yourself some simple questions, right? Like, is this a good fight for us? Like, just count. Is it a 2v4? If it is, it's probably not a great fight, right? You don't need to be a genius. Like, if it's a 2v4, it's probably not a great fight. are we fighting for something, right? Ask yourself that. Even if it goes well, like, and you get a pick, right? Like, you're allowed in VOD review to say, okay, but like, why were we going for that, right? Like, did he int? Did we know for a fact that he inted? Or did we get lucky that no one was around to punish us for this play, right? Like, did we know where everyone was on the map? Did we know that their support backed and that we had a 2v1 in mid? So that's why we went for this play here. We knew that he didn't have beads, so I could get the kill. No, I didn't know any of that. He just didn't. He just died with beads because he didn't use it. He just we got lucky that someone had backed and we had no vision on them when they backed, right? So like, you're allowed to ask yourself those things in VOD reviews, like, why did we fight here? Was it a good fight? And then did we get anything off of it, right? Is there any farm for us to take off of it? No? Okay, then it probably wasn't a worth fight anyways, because like the risk reward there's not that good. So I would encourage you guys to do your own reviews. They don't have to be every game all the time, but when you have like a set or whatever, maybe choose one game, get together, spend an hour looking over it, you know, and just ask yourself those basic questions like as you go through it, right? Just checklist off every fight that you take. Be like, did we fight for farm here? Did we have a numbers advantage? Did we know where people were on the map at that time? Right? You ask yourself those 3 questions, and if you can answer them in a positive way, you'll get better as a team over time, right? Like those are the things that you're checking for as you're playing the game. I have no more. That's the end of my sentence. Period.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for letting me do this. I appreciate it a lot. I'm going to be uploading it to YouTube fairly soon. I think fairly soon, maybe like within the next 2 weeks for sure. So just keep an eye out for that when it drops or whatever.
Okay.
If you guys want, I am also in the future looking to do some like 101. So if anyone on your team is like interested in a more like specific role review where I watch like your individual mechanics back, let me know. You can reach out to me on Twitter again. And what it would be is something similar like the Twitch VOD where I would just watch back your point of view and kind of give you specific tips on what I think you should be doing and analyzing like every decision that you're making. Which I think will be good for YouTube because I think that people want to see like role specific reviews rather than just like team reviews. I think both are good, but I think people will look for role reviews as well. Because right, like let's imagine you're a gold player, you're typing like support guide, right? You're not typing team VOD review. So I think both will be good in their own way, but I think that one has its own advantages as well. So if anyone on your team is interested in that, just reach out to me. I appreciate your time this morning, you guys.
Yeah. And yeah, thanks so much for doing this too. It was great.
Of course. I hope it was helpful at all.
Yeah, it was great.
All right.
We'll definitely go back and watch together.
Perfect. You guys take care, okay?
Yep, thank you.
Bye.